All right, guys, we're just getting set up for the live stream if you're watching this recorded. And hopefully we're there. All right. Hello. I think we are set up everywhere. We are live streaming in the Rhythm and Radiance Facebook group. So if you're watching this somewhere else or at a later time, that's where the live information happens. Rhythm and Radiance on Facebook. Join us there. And we're also live on Instagram today. And we're recording, so this will go into onto the YouTube channel. So welcome to Rhythm Radio, which generally happens weekly on Wednesdays at 11 Eastern time. And that's where I like to share some basic rhythms that can help you crush your goals without crushing your soul. And this month, we are focusing on weekly rhythms. These are things that I like to schedule into my week. I try to do them the same day of the week, but that doesn't always happen. And I find that it helps me stay focused. And that's a lot about what today's weekly rhythm is. And it's one of my favorites, but I think I say that about all of them. And that is the power hour. So I know that phrase is used for a lot of different kind of things. So when I use that phrase, what I am referring to is when I group and batch a lot of small kind of administrative tasks that aren't going to be that time consuming, and I batch them all to be done at one designated time. Now, often my power hour is on a Thursday morning. Sometimes I reserve that for Fridays. This week, tomorrow, Thursday, is very full and I have a lot going on that day. And this morning I had a meeting cancellation earlier. So that's why I'm still in my cozy flannels, and I decided to focus on my power hour. So it can change sometimes, but I really find that this is something that keeps me, it's a rhythm that keeps me on track. It keeps me focused. And so the way I look at the power hour, and it could be a power half hour, it could be a power 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. It's what works for you and what you can fit in on a regular basis. That's why we talk about rhythms. But one thing I hear from so many people is that they are very overwhelmed. They are distracted. They have a hard time focusing. And one of the reasons is because when something comes into our brain, big or small, we immediately there's a change in our brain. It could be like the notifications on your phone. It could be chimes, buzzers, something that pops up in your inbox. It could be all kinds of things, general thoughts. And this causes a lot of mental distraction. So I find that what I found actually is that I was stopping what I was doing to do this small thing because I didn't want to forget it. The power hour it begins by keeping a list of all those small things. And this could be something you do in your business. It could be something that you do in your personal life, like a life admin type of hour, or it could be a combination. And when those things come into your mind, just capture them in whatever way you best capture information. It could be in the notes on your phone, which is what I'll do sometimes when I'm out. I have a page in my planner that I keep my power hour list. I can find it offhand. And anytime something that is an action or task that is probably 5 minutes or less, I put it on the list. And this way I capture it. I can actually free up brain space because I know I have captured it, and I know I will schedule that time at some point during my week, often on Thursday morning, to tackle those things. So a couple of things that are important about getting out of that overwhelmed space and creating more focus. It's important to have a plan. before you start. And that is my plan. Capture all the things, the small things, and then schedule a time to do them. Second, set a time limit. So like I said, I do this usually for an hour, sometimes less, occasionally more. But this way I can just get into that zone and power through. It can be helpful to give yourself a shorter time frame to work. Set maybe a smaller goal, and then leave the distractions behind, whether it's turning off your notifications or whatever you need to do to focus in on that one little hour or the one little block of time. And this helps you from mental distractions, right? Now, having that unfocused, overwhelmed brain could be many things. It could be stress, it could be caused by medications, it could be nutrition related, it could be lack of sleep. There are so many things that can attribute to that. And just constantly switching gears also causes that. So some examples of things that are on my power hour for this week: booking a hotel room, doing a little bit of research, preliminary research for flights, calling to confirm my carpet installer, getting new carpets in the office and the bedroom, calling to confirm the arrangements for that, scheduling a massage. I got a lovely gift certificate for a massage. I want to get that onto my calendar. These are all things that are kind of quick things. Calling the bank, setting up a second LLC right now for another business. So all of these things are just like, they weigh on your head, at least they do for me, and it just makes you feel like you have so much to do. But if you really look at the individual items, the individual tasks, it's not a lot of time. So when I compress them into one block, and I power through them, and I get really in the mood. Like, I have got my diffuser going. I love to diffuse lemon essential oil. Actually don't have it on my desk, but I'll just use this for an example. I have wild orange right now, which is also a nice one I like for getting down to focus because it energizes me. Wild orange is a very energizing oil. I love citruses for that. So I have my essential oils going. Sometimes I'll put on something in the background, like some music. I generally cannot work with other things playing on, like I know people who will listen to podcasts all day at work. That does not work for me. I cannot focus. But sometimes for this, unless I have phone calls to make, I'll just have some music and just power through those things. It could be, paying a bill. It could be Venmoing someone money for a ticket. That's actually also on my list. All of those things I captured during the last week or so, and I will buckle down and just knock them all out. And it just is really, it's a great productivity tip. It's an organization tip, but I like to really think of it more than anything as a brain practice, a brain rhythm. It's a rhythm that really helps my brain from being overly distracted or overwhelmed, from getting into a rhythm of lack of concentration. So when you do that, our brains are not really meant for multitasking, and our brains are having, I think, a little bit of trouble sometimes adjusting to our high-tech world and immediate gratification, immediate notification, immediate response, all of that kind of thing. So by batching your short tasks, capture them all, batch them all, schedule a time to do it. Let me know how it goes. I personally love the power hour. This is something I've been doing for many years, and it just helps me to stay organized. And it doesn't, when I wake up in the middle of the night, it doesn't like cloud my brain with, oh my gosh, I have to do this, this, and this. I know I have a time for it, and it's all going to get done. So thanks for listening. If you have a similar rhythm that is like the power hour that you use, I would love to hear it. And I would love to hear, if you try it, how it works for you. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.